Sunday, welcome back to the sewing room. I have had a lovely weekend. We went to the Wolverton County Fair yesterday. I was going to try and vlog some of it, but you know what, it was just really fun to spend some time with mum and dad and not stick a camera in everyone's faces. So yes, that's what we did. It was lovely. There was a yarn stand there, the same as the lady as last year. She does the knitting and stitching shows. I have ordered some honeycomb 4-ply, which is absolutely gorgeous. Far too expensive for my budget, not for it, that's incorrectly. It's very reasonably priced for what it is, but I shouldn't be buying it. But it is gorgeous and it's going to go really well with the capsule collection that I'm doing, and mum has said she would knit something for me from it, which is awesome. Yeah, I have filmed a little bit over the last couple of days, and one of the clips is very much like this one. Last time I couldn't go and get the dog because I had barricaded myself in here. I'd moved everything around so that I could film the lookbook, so I couldn't actually get out of the room easily. So I just had to sort of sit and wait for the dog to bark herself out. But this time Dad's come to rescue me, which is very kind of him. So I'm just about to start the hangout this Sunday, and we are going to be planning out the Dressmakers ball dress. Now, I bought this book years ago and I have never really tried to, like, you know, actually work through it or do anything from it, but it does have some croquis, I think that's what they're called, that I can trace out and then draw over. I do have the Fashionary notebook that my sister-in-law gave me, but the croquis in that are quite small and I would like an A4 size one of this. And I've got a few ideas for the skirt portion of the Dressmakers ball dress. So I thought what I'd do is during the hangout draw out a couple of options and see what people thought, because it's still a work in progress. Lots of people are worried about, in the comment section on the fabric haul, lots of people are worried that I'm not going to get it done in time. The actual dress itself is really simple, really simple. The thing that's going to take the longest is actually deciding which variation to do and then sewing on the crystals. And also I have to have videos out on the weekends because this is my job, and as much as you guys say to me, don't worry, we'll be here when you come back kind of thing, take a break and all that, it's lovely of you, but I don't get paid if I don't put videos out. And so, you know, I have to try and plan ahead and create content in a regular schedule to appease the algorithm gods and hopefully entertain you guys as well. So I do have to do things in a sort of a certain order. Next week is going to be as many of the Deer and Doe dresses as I can get done, the Vogue shirt, and that should then give me 2 weekends of content, which means that I'll be able to start on the Dressmakers ball dress and the capsule collection, because I'll have like a little bit of a breathing room. So yeah, I promise I've not bitten off more than I can chew, I don't think, and there are things that I'm willing to sacrifice if I have. And I really want the capsule collection to be a really good video, so if that one comes out later than this month, that's not the end of the world. It'll come out at the beginning of October basically, so I can push a few things around, but I want to like solidify in my head, because I've got a couple of ideas, like I say, shoulder capes, maybe a waist drape a la atonement dress. So I've got a few ideas of things that I possibly might want to do, and I thought it would be a good idea to kind of like try and solidify those today during the hangout and see what the peeps think. So hangout's due to start in 11 minutes, so I'm going to stop waffling at you and try and get prepped for drawing, chatting and bouncing ideas off everybody. So yes, I will see you after the hangout.
6.5 hours later.
It is much later in the day. I think it's about 20 to 6 in fact, but I had a lot of fun with Peeps. I ended up pinning on the appliques to my mannequin, and I've decided that I'm going to go for this simple basic dress underneath and let the glitter do the talking in kind of like this configuration. And let's see if I can turn it around. They actually kind of wrap around over the hips and round to the back. I think it's going to look really effective, which means no cowl drapes, no extra of the white gold shift fabric in there, just just the gold green full circle skirt, double circle skirt if I've got enough fabric, the KB Grace bodice, which is very cleavage-tastic. I think the next time I go to the Goldhawk Road, which probably isn't going to be until February now, I'm going to get myself some of the bronze gold fabric to pair with the cream, and I'm going to do the draped and the Grecian inspired dress with that fabric instead, because once I'd pinned these on, and this is the direction I want my pins to go, or my appliques to go in, it kind of became really clear that adding in any like extra drapes and stuff like that was just going to get in the way. So yeah, really pleased with this, which also means it's a very simple draft, well not even draft, very simple make. I need to alter the size of my Grace dress a touch because I've made it too big for myself. Like, I had to make a new pattern last summer. I've made 3 dresses from it and unfortunately they're all too big for me. Never mind. So I've got to alter the pattern a little bit because the original is still slightly too small, so I need to let it out a little bit, which I can very easily do, then start working on cutting out and getting the dress done. Yeah, I think it's gonna look really nice. I'm still trying to decide about length. Do I go for a full kind of like ankle length ball gown, or do I make it tea length like I did with my last one? I don't have any shoes that are a perfect match for either of the fabrics, so I've got some shoes that are close but they're not the perfect match. I don't know, you'll have to let me know what you think. Shall I go full on ball gown? Because I've not done that ever. They've always been slightly shorter to show off the shoes, but I don't have the perfect shoes this time. No, I'm not going to ask your opinion. I am going to make a floor length gown this time. I'm going to do it. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to shut up and call it a day for today. I've got to go and cook some steaks for dinner, which is going to be very tasty. So I hope you've enjoyed the tiny little bit of waffle that I have put in today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Hey peeps, happy Monday. Welcome back to the sewing room. It is just starting to rain outside and it's all a bit grey and grim. It's still 20 degrees, but it's just a bit, yeah, I mean, autumn's definitely on its way in. So before I start, oh, it still looks so beautiful. Before I start, I am wearing the 9077, which there is a sew along for up here. It's in the Woodland Harmony, which I think has been out of print on Lady McElroy for quite a while, but they are open to reprints, so if you guys are interested, I know you were at the time, I can always suggest this as a one that they come out with again, perhaps on the Riccardi lawn, which I think this is actually the Loretta lawn because it has a little bit of stretch in it, and the Loretta lawn is a viscose with stretch and it is slightly heavier weight than the Chaly or Chalice. I don't know how any of these words are pronounced. Having been hanging around somebody that, or working on an actual fabric store, there was lots of different pronunciations for lots of things that I thought were set in stone, so yes. But before we get on with my day of sewing, I'm going to be attempting to make the Orchid dress today. I have a few new Patreon peeps, well, quite a few new Patreon peeps to say hi to. So first up, the very lovely Janet bought me a coffee. Thank you very much, much appreciated. The very lovely Debbie actually bought some merchandise. She bought a Sha Made Me Do It tote, so thank you Debbie, that was very kind of you. The very lovely Tamsin Tofi has become a Patreon peep, so welcome and thank you very much Tamsin. Conchetta has become a Patreon peep, so thank you Conchetta and welcome. Tracy Cruz has joined the Patreon peeps, so welcome Tracy and thank you very much. Moira Ramsey has joined the Patreon peeps, so welcome Moira and thank you. And last but definitely not least, the very lovely Catherine Jacobs has also joined the Patreon peeps, so welcome Catherine and thank you very much. And thank you to everybody who continues to support me on Patreon. Thank you to everybody that watches the videos on here. Thank you to everybody that buys me coffees, buys the merchandise, comes on the retreats, hangs out with me at the weekends, and basically supports me in all the different ways that you do. It is genuinely so appreciated and makes what I do possible, so thank you very, very much. Right, so yes, I need to get back to some sewing. I haven't done any sewing since the 16th of August when I made the Elephant and Chameleon 6891. I have the Super Secret Squirrel dress, the Orchid dress, the Licorice dress, the Forget Me Not dress, and the border print jumpsuit extra trouser leg cut out and ready to go. I need to get on and get them done. So the idea is, hopefully you will be seeing on Friday the Orchid dress and then Saturday the jumpsuit. That is the idea. Whether that happens or not, I don't know, because I'm also really excited about the licorice dress and how that's going to come out. I really want to see it, so that might end up getting done and being Saturday's video, and then you'll see the border print jumpsuit next week, but we shall see. We shall see. So first things first, I need to tidy up a little bit. I was playing with my 2023 bullet journal yesterday. I have changed my mind a couple of times about what I was going to do. I bought my origami notebook in navy this time, and then decided that no, I was going to do the proper traveler's notebook thing and put lots of little notebooks in it, and I've ordered those and they're lovely, but their paper isn't quite as nice as the paper in this, so I've gone back to having my whole year in one book again rather than 4, which was going to be the notebook option. Battery's dying, 2 secs. You have power. Yes, where was I? Basically, I need to tidy up a little bit. I've got little bits and pieces all over the sewing room, and I'm gonna tidy up, get the sewing machine set up, because at the moment it's hidden away with its little perspex cover on so that I can use this as a desk. And yeah, get tidied up, then I can start sewing. I have got a giant pile of the fabrics that I'm planning on using this month sat behind you. Technically I'd love them to go back in here, but there is no empty cubby hole for them to go into, so I think they're just going to have to get tidied up a little bit better than they are, because they're currently a bit of a mess, then sort of left on the table for me to then kind of like move the pile around as I move around workstations. Yeah, let's tidy up a little bit, then we can get on with some actual sewing. Exciting.
Later.
Okay, so we have a bodice, we have sleeves, we have skirts. So I'm going to start attaching the skirt to the bodice. I'm going to start with the outer one, then do the lining, then we can put in the zip, which will then allow me to put in the sleeves, and then it will need hemming and buttons, and then it's done. Yeah, it's not a complicated dress. It's kind of an interesting construction. I do like how my little rouleau loops turned out. I'm a bit worried that I've made them too tiny, and I might have a bit of a problem trying to get the buttons on that I want to use, and I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use yet. I have got some tiny ones in my stash, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really nice dress, but I think I am going to call it a day for now, because it is 6:10 and I'm getting hungry and I've still got a bunch of editing to do, so I think I'm going to call it a day for now. Anyway, on that note, I am going to say goodnight. So I hope you've enjoyed the last couple of days. I will see you all tomorrow for hopefully a finished orchid dress, and then starting on the licorice. But I shall see you then. Bye.